Hi, I'm Sean, aka Wizard. Beer has always been a passion for me, from collecting cans as a kid, tasting the great flavors of craft beer as I got old enough, and eventually becoming head brewer. We're very lucky here in the state of Florida to have one of the most vibrant craft beer scenes in the country, and we're going to bring it right to you. So come on the journey with us. Maybe you'll learn some things, and maybe you'll even have a laugh. And of course, it'll be even more fun if we have a few brews with us. The brews, the brewers, and the beer culture. This is Drinking with Wizard. Cheers to you.
All right, we're back. First show from 2023, Drinking with Wizard. We're back at it. This is a great place, Dented Keg. I know Rick from way back. We're going to find out more what he's been doing since he used to come where I brewed and we used to have conversations. But before I get to that, and before we go inside, I just want to tell you, you got to like and you got to subscribe. I need more subscribers. We want to have more subscribers. I know you guys are watching. It's free. Subscribe. There's no cost to you. We're doing this. I'm doing this because of you. I want you to see all the breweries in the area and beyond. And if we get more subscribers, I can go way further with more power. Make comments. I want to know what you like, what you don't like. If you want to see a different brewery, send it to me. Send it in comments. Or if you don't want to do a comment on that one, I have a Facebook page. I have an Instagram. I have a TikTok. Send me comments. Where do you want me to go? What breweries you want me to burn into? So just a sidebar there. But let's get ready to go into Dented Keg and meet Rick. It's an amazing little place. Newport Richey, it's happening. I'm going to tell you about this. There's 3 or 4 breweries up here. This is one of a series I'm going to do in Newport Richey. 4 breweries are going to be here, 3 right now. Okay, so now we're inside Dented Keg. And this is Rick, the owner, brewer extraordinaire. That's a lot of breweries. So like a one-man band, he's doing it all. He's probably bartend sometimes too, right?
Yes.
So he does it all. That's that's the way it works. But so Rick, tell me about, I met you, it's been a few years, putting the age on ourselves there, but a while ago. But I met you where I used to brew, and we used to talk beer. So now all of a sudden, you got your own place. This is cool. So tell me a little about what happened in those couple of years. Something really amazing happened in those couple of years.
Well, I think meeting, going out and getting into the, the craft beer scene, as everybody says, just very intriguing. I think the first and foremost is just getting to meet people and how it's like such a welcoming,
right.
Ordeal. Like
experience and vibe, right.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you're getting to, I guess, my old job, I was a jeweler, so people always wanted to meet the artist. Right. And I grew up in the business, so it was never a big deal for me, just how it was.
So let me stop you there real quick. So you had a creative side from the jewelry side, so you were creating and setting and creating jewelry. So
exactly.
there's a talent to that for sure. So now you've moved your creativity onto beer, and you make really jewels or gems.
Yes.
As beers.
Exactly.
And you use your wizardry. I like to put that in there.
Yeah.
So to make those gems shine. So
exactly.
Which cheers to you. We've tried some of the beers, and they're amazing. Cheers to you.
Yeah.
So tell me, so you were joling, and you were a joler in the corporate world, and then you just decided to give that all up and then just like fly caution to the wind? And
Yeah. I mean, obviously it was years of research. Research of drinking different.
Yeah, I think
beers.
I talked to you like almost 8 years ago.
Yeah.
That was like a light bulb.
Yep. Now you're showing your age. Thanks. But yeah, no. So just getting out there and meeting all the different brewery people and the owners, the brewers, and just it's like this is so cool, and how they work together. It was just so like it was like okay, cool, and then it's like when you start actually getting back out there and starting to tell people, hey, I'm really serious thinking about doing this, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, and they just start throwing all this information at you, and here if you need any help, and it's just like.
Oh no, it's almost overwhelming.
It is almost overwhelming. I mean, obviously you hear the bad too, but I'm like, there's bad in anything.
For sure.
But I just, I was like, no, I want to do this. I think it's a great thing to be a part of. Like the brotherhood, it's everybody's just working together. I shouldn't say brotherhood, it's sisterhood too, and
for sure.
Because there's a lot of ladies in the brewing industry as well.
There is definitely a collaborative. There's a lot of collabs in brewing. You see it all the time with two breweries come together and brew stuff. But behind the scenes, there's a lot of sharing of ingredients. Like go knock on your neighbor's door and ask, like, hey, I need a pound of sugar. But in this case, you need a pound of grain or like 55 pounds or something because you were planning on a particular recipe. And then like, oh boy. So then you go to your next nearest neighbor and they're willing to share. So that's the camaraderie. Or they share the examples of what worked or didn't work for themselves. And they let each other know what works and doesn't. Big question to me, why the heck Newport Richie?
Well, I think, you first have an idea of what you want your brewery to look at,
Right.
But I think it's also important that, you got to find that spot. Is your look going to fit in that spot?
Right. And so how did you think that your look would fit here best versus other places?
I think a lot of the places that we were looking at in Tarpon Springs, it would have fit. But I think at the same time, it was the people. Before opening, you come in. I mean, we kept on coming to town. We started meeting like tons of people. Before
Tarpon is a very blessed area for craft beer.
Oh, it definitely
there's
is.
a lot of breweries that are there, so it is. This is the curiosity. This is what's cool about it. Like, it is a fit. Tarpon's fine. Tarpon's great. Two Frogs. I mean, Brighter Days. I can name them all. Unrefined. Five Branches. We did the show Five Branches. So there's a lot of different places in Tarpon where they found the fit to be perfect, but it's true. It's not always for every single brewery. They have a different.
Tarpon at the time, had I think 4 breweries on the way.
Right.
Well, I mean, there were some obviously there first.
Right.
A couple, and then Chad had Two Frogs.
Yes.
And then, but coming up here, it was Cody River Brewing. You start meeting the people again, and that starts kind of going, hey, this would be cool, good
Right.
spot. Maybe coming in at ground level
Right.
instead of something that's already kind of getting more established with more breweries.
Right.
Kind of, to help boost.
Right.
And it was a great fit. And then the location.
Right.
I mean, we were very fortunate to be here on the corner.
Yeah, it's great.
We're really the meeting. We're the greeting sign as people are driving in.
Yeah,
down
pretty
Main
much when
Street,
you come.
off 19.
Pretty much when you come into Newport Richie, you're coming up Main Street. Dented Keg is the big red building, and boom, it says Dented Keg, and then party on.
Well, cheers.
Cheers to you. You might as well talk about it while we're at it before we talk about your brew system and everything. But so, how's the community embraced you? Actually, so you're right about being here. Then evidently, the community has embraced you well.
Definitely, yeah. The town itself, the city, is really definitely on a rebuild. We're getting more and more businesses. There's more retail shops opening. It's not just about drinking establishments here. We have a butcher. We have 2 bakeries here in town.
Right.
We have a couple boutiques. We have a surf shop. People go, oh, surf shop, but paddle boards. We are really close to the river here.
Surf shop may be a little stretch, but it's a paddleboard.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
And they have all the surfboards, and they have a few surfboards. But
Always find it funny that there's surf places on the West Coast anyway.
Yeah.
The waves are about this big. Like.
Hey, still break a neck.
That's true.
No, just kidding. No, but the town really I just felt like it was something that was great to be a part of. You know, the rebuild.
So you found that to be or you're saying that Tarpon was already established and you felt that was great, but you wanted to be more in a mover and shaker and be individualistic. So there's a reason for everybody being where they are. But I'm telling you what, he's right. Newport Richey is on the map now. This is why I'm here. That's why I'm excited to talk to Rick, because I know Rick from way back, and I think his beers are amazing, and Dented Keg is a really good place and you have to come to. There's 3 breweries now all of a sudden in Newport Richey, and the talk of the town is there's going to be a 4th. So look out. Yep. They're going to be almost like a Tarpon Springs in no time. The actual physical address so people can find you through Google and coming up to Newport Richey.
All right. Well, we are at 5500 Main Street, and we are actually on the corner of River and Main Street. Suite 104. And please come on in and check us out.
Yeah, you don't really, once you get to Google and you get close, you're going to see the place. It's a big building, and it says Dented Keg pretty big on the side of the building, so it's all good. You'll find it. It's a great location. Yeah. So good. Yeah. Cheers to you for finding a location.
Thank you.
Cheers to you for coming and checking out the location for sure. The daughter and son both bartend, and your wife is part of the concept too in some ways, right?
Not really. She does book a little bit of the entertainment for us, but she doesn't really work here.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, she has her other job.
Yeah,
too,
she has her full-time
But
gig.
she's here too. So
Yeah.
It's a family business. Support. They're all in. Yeah.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the Pilsner, the reason it is called Coyote Pilsner is my son actually brewed that. Yeah.
Shut the front door.
Yep, he's 20 years old and brewed his Pilsner.
That's awesome.
It's actually called Coyote Pilsner because he has a 2021 Mustang GT. Yeah. It's got the Coyote engine in it.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's why it's 5.0.
Well, you know what? Tell him that he did a good job on that beer.
He's proud of it. Yeah.
Cheers to your son. Yeah, you're starting him out young at that. They get them in the veins early.
And it's not because I'm really like me pushing him or anything. He just wants to do it. Cheers.
Oh, cheers you. Cheers you on that one. So one more question I always ask everybody, little curveball stuff.
Sure.
So I know you really kind of decided to get into brewing from talking to a bunch of people, but what was the first craft beer you had? We all started with craft. We all know the craft stories. But what was the first craft beer you had said like, oh my God, what is going on in the world?
Yeah, I guess I'd probably just have to say Graffiti Orange from Seventh Son was...
Really?
Yeah. So,
wow. Cheers to that. That's local, man. That's Florida, man.
Yeah, sure.
That's awesome. Not Florida, man. It's Florida, man. Cheers to you. That's awesome. So you really weren't into craft beer until you actually went to Seventh Son? You were drinking really crappy beer until then?
No, I won't say I was drinking crappy beer. I'm originally from Milwaukee.
Oh, Milwaukee's best?
No, Miller.
Old Milwaukee?
Miller, the champagne of beers.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
that? Champagne of beers. I still actually drink it once in a while. Can't say that.
Fine, you can say that.
Yeah, okay.
You can admit to it. You can admit you have a problem with mass-produced beer. I will not commit to that. But
first step to recovery.
So yeah, first step.
And the treatment was drinking craft beer from that point on.
Exactly. Graffiti Orange. Graffiti Orange is a really great beer. Hopefully someday we'll do a Seventh Son show too. Graffiti Orange was one of the first beers. It was amazing. It tastes like orange creamsicle basically back in the day when it first started.
Exactly.
So that's what really got you started, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the quest was on, and fortunately being here in the Tampa Bay area, holy.
Well, then it was a long quest after that, but but really, he came to Florida, he tasted Graffiti Orange, and then this is where he came from. To that point, to here, having his own brewery, giving you delightful beers that you can taste, and maybe some guy's going to drink your beer and get hooked on the beer scene too, and create a brewery from that too. That's the whole.
We actually already have one. We actually already have
a guy that actually.
He never drank craft beer. Started coming here. Still comes here. And this is his he doesn't like domestic beer really anymore.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty cool, yeah.
Converting them one at a time, baby. Cheers. Cheers to that for sure.
One city at a time.
One city at a time. One person at a time. Guerrilla warfare, baby.
Right. So now, and then I brewed an IPA, splitting that up a few ways. One, I'm going to actually do a rhubarb IPA.
Interesting.
And then our sour is actually, we got 2 on the list right now. That's pretty much done. I just got a treat. So we're going to have a key lime pie and then a raspberry black currant.
Yum.
So that should really give it the nice zing.
He had me at raspberry, but then he said black currant, and I went like completely crazy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I grew, it's funny is, I'm originally from Wisconsin. So rhubarb grew like a weed, and so did asparagus. Like, yeah, you didn't have to grow it, it just like into it. And black currant. Black currant was in our back, because my parents, we had 5 acres of land. My mom's parents lived next door. They had like 4.5 acres.
Tell me more about the black currant. You had something in Wisconsin. What was it?
Yeah, the black currants, just they grew wild. So you didn't have to do nothing with them. They just
used them in just about everything.
Yeah. We used to, make jelly out of it and stuff like jams, and just go eat them until your tummy hurt.
And of course, you, as a beer guy, decide like, well, we can put them in beer too.
Yeah, why not? Well, anything that's sour is going to go together.
Yeah.
It's kind of like doing a margarita gosa.
Exactly.
Yeah, margarita gosa. It's salt.
Yeah.
And you add the lime.
It's natural.
It's just
a given.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, not here yet.
No.
But
yeah,
it'll be out. That's what's great about craft breweries too, is there's always something down the pike, there's always something down the road that you want to come back for. That's what we do. That's how we do it. We have our stable standards that you always love, but we're experimental too. We're always playing, and that's what people love, and I know that's what you guys love about craft breweries, is the playful side and doing something creative. So we're looking forward to that one in a couple weeks. So.
And I think that's what you always do too, is you always want to throw out teasers like that and see what guests react to. Like you're going to throw out there, hey, I'm going to do a guacamole and bacon stout, and they go, ugh. You're not going to do that, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Right?
I don't know. I don't know.
There was
a few months ago I saw a hot dog water seltzer, so I don't know. Anything's possible.
How about for you, Nick?
I'm gonna do a Dove's tea.
We're going to talk about that for sure.
Yeah.
Right? That's going to be good.
Yeah, 2 of them. Awesome. Yeah, our first saison was actually just a plain. I'm one of those people, like I'm up for the challenge. If you can make a base beer, I'm just gonna put this off to the side. I'll drink that one. If you can make a base beer without treating it and it tastes good, you've done it right. And so our first one, we called it. So our mascot is our English bulldog, Samson, and so it was called Samson Saison.
And that was just a basic, straightforward.
Yeah,
saison.
French style saison.
French saison. Yeah.
French saison yeast in there. And that one we actually did treat one with cucumber, and that was a half barrel.
I love cucumber saison.
And that
so
literally
refreshing.
lasted like, God, like I said, it was a half barrel. I don't even think it lasted 2 weeks.
Yeah.
People that didn't even know they like saison.
That's just a natural.
Yeah.
They just go together.
Yep.
Like peanut butter and jelly, cucumber and saison.
Yep.
So refreshing, because the saison is crisp and clean, and then those cucumber just adds. So it's just it's like a day in the spa with beer. So what is your of all the stuff you've made, whether it's on tap or not, or what's your favorite beer you've ever made?
I'm gonna have to say it's the Take a Hop on the West Side.
Okay.
And my Pilsner's second.
It is a very good West Coast. I would say that would be a Wizard's pick for the place is the West Coast. So yeah, and then what was the second one?
The Pilsner, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I never thought I liked Pilsners.
Yeah.
But it's a German style Pilsner, so.
Yeah, I haven't tried the Pilsner yet, so disclaimer, I have not tried that. It would probably be a West Coast Wizard's pick for sure. The other one I really like, which is a surprise, a sleeper, you would think, like the cream ale, the pistachio cream ale, is really quite amazing. It has the cream ale flavors and taste, subtle, and then the pistachio does actually kind of come through on it. So a subtle little pistachio really can make a difference in a beer, and that was a smart beer. I love that beer. So cheers to you on that one. That was a good creation there. So cool. You want to cheers.
Yeah, cheers all the way down. Cheers. Cheers. Well, that's the fun thing about traveling. Is when I travel, I definitely check out local breweries wherever I go, and that was a beer that I actually found in Wisconsin, and that's where the rhubarb IPAs come in.
A pistachio?
Yeah, the pistachio cream ale up in Wisconsin. It was delicious.
Oh, nice.
Thought, okay, I can do that.
Yeah. And then tell me about your double IPA, your double down. He's got a lot of card references. Are you a gambler at all?
No, you know,
He's
just
a
something
rambler
fun.
and a gambler.
Something fun. I really don't name too many of the beers.
Okay.
We have a group chat with a lot of family. So it's always.
So he has a gambler in the family. Shall remain nameless.
Yeah.
Gamblers Anonymous.
Yeah, it was. He's got a problem. Anyhow. Wait, now I think about it, he's always asking me for money.
It's really good. It's a very. It's got the double. It's at 8.2, so it's got the strength there, but it's balanced. So so tell me a little bit about making this one.
Yeah, I mean, I do IPAs. Sours are my favorite. IPAs generally, I think you can drink with food and stuff. I think sours are more of a, hey, it's like a kind of a dessert, kind of drinking that on your own.
Right.
But if I'm eating dinner or whatever, lunch, I always go to IPAs. So I am an IPA fan. Problem is with most IPAs I found is just higher the alcohol, the sweeter, and I don't like that sweet.
Right.
So I really was doing a lot of research and trying to figure out, okay, how can I not make it as sweet, but kick up the alcohol to 8.2. And you just got to kind of mess around with the grain bill a little bit.
Right.
Then the other thing is I'm not a big punch you in the face with high IBUs and bitterness.
Right.
So we whirlpool the hops and we dry hop.
Well, and nor am I. So that's why I give you kudos to it, because the unbalanced IPA is not particularly my style, nor is it really a true IPA. So to have a little bit of malt backbone like this does, and to have the hops present and balanced is really a good thing. So it really makes for a really good beer. So it's awesome. So it's very good. So
Yeah, thank you.
Drinks very well. So
Yeah, it does. It does. And
Cheers.
people, it's funny. A lot of people that have come in and don't even like IPAs. They'll, hey, you gotta try this. You gotta try this. And somebody tries, and they're like, oh my God, this is an
Right.
IPA. Because I think that's the problem is, I was that way too. A lot of IPAs that I've tried,
Right.
More of your commercialized, on the shelf in the grocery stores. Trying those, you're like, oh, it's just.
Yeah,
it's
too forward, right.
Too punchy in the
Talk
face.
about IPAs, but I think you guys are all on a different train over there. So what are you guys drinking? It's something totally different color.
Dove's Tears.
Dove's Tears. That's like a Purple Rain reference, isn't it?
You're Prince.
It happens to be.
Yeah.
I'm
Could be.
I'm a huge Prince.
There you go. That's awesome. There's nothing wrong with that.
That was actually, no, believe it or not, it was a good friend of mine. He wanted it. He texted me a message one day. He says, hey, you need to make a beer called Dove's Tears.
So did you ever see him in concert?
Oh yeah, twice.
There you go.
8th row.
Up there, up in.
Wow, yeah. It actually was at the, no, it was down here.
Oh, okay.
It was after he, changed his name.
Yeah.
Get away from
formerly
Warner Brothers.
artist formerly known as Prince.
Yeah.
To the symbol.
Yep.
But you were in the 8th row?
8th row, $25 a seat.
Wow.
Wow.
And this is in I think it was 98, when other bands at the time.
You know how much those tickets would be these days? Oh my God, inflation.
But remember what he did is he took out the promoters.
That's true.
He didn't go.
That's true.
He did all his own.
That's true. He wanted to be closer to the fans and
Exactly.
make it approachable. So
It was
that's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
So back to the beer. little sidebar there, but that's
Back
cool.
to our
I love
regular
talking about
scheduled
music.
program.
You know me. I like to throw musical references in there. There's gonna be Prince up there on this one.
We use real hibiscus, dehydrated hibiscus
Yeah.
flowers in the secondary on this
Yeah.
one as well. I like using a lot of natural stuff as much as humanly possible. Just
It makes it fresher and more real and closer to the person. So what do you guys think of it? What are you digging?
It's amazing. You can really taste the flowery hibiscus in it. It's really nice.
Yeah?
Sweet.
Sweet.
Subtle.
I like that it doesn't taste like perfume. Sometimes, the drinks that have more like flower flavors, it almost tastes like perfume.
That's true.
And I just don't taste like
That is very true. Because sometimes they go a little overboard with the flavoring instead of being true to the beer quality. And then as you talk to Rick, he's all about balance and really being true to the beers more than just adding flavors on top and killing the original base beer.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great. That's a very good beer. So kudos to that. Cheers.
Yeah,
cheers
thank
to
you.
cheers to it. Cheers to Prince and Purple Rain.
Yes.
Well, Dove's beer.
Dove's Tears.
Cheers to you.
We also have a French toast stout coming out soon.
You might start liking stouts.
And then, and we're also going to have a toasted marshmallow.
That's all you had to say.
Yeah.
Beer is for breakfast.
Yeah, right? Just got to figure out how to do a salad in a beer. I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know? I mean, it's halfway there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you cucumber salad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's why people
on
say,
salad.
yeah. That's why people, you know what? It's mimosa. It's the orange juice in there.
Exactly.
It's a Bloody Mary. But yeah. No, I do actually enjoy kind of making, like, the reason we actually ended up starting to do a stout was we had a charity event. And it just so happened one of my regulars, you know, we put it was $5 a ticket. It was brew with me for the day, and then you choose the beer, and then when it gets released, you would actually be behind the bar serving it. So we really had a lot of fun. We had a lot of people.
Did you get
really,
to name it too?
Yeah, he got to name it. Yeah.
Customers love that.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's how Uncle Eddie beer stout, or the stout, began. But we took it a little step further because we actually did a chocolate habanero stout.
Ooh. And now you're talking about language. Peppers.
And we did real chocolate, real habaneros in that one. Then we did a chocolate.
Did that go in that went in a boil?
No, I
That
only.
was in it for
Well, no, sorry. The chocolate was in there. Yeah, last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, and then it was like, and you got to be careful because you'll burn your fingers.
Right.
And then, or just scorch it. And then it was, we did the habaneros in secondary treating kegs. And we first did a pound, and we tested it like an hour, or 24 hours later, and it wasn't there. And then, so a bunch of my friends were actually here, and we're using little sample glasses. And we're like cutting up habaneros and like ribbing the glass, and they're throwing it in there. Yeah, more heat. So I added another pound. 24 hours later, that bad boy was hot. I mean, not too hot.
I was going to tell you, I have a story from my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law was making chili for a Super Bowl years back, and he kept putting peppers in, and he kept tasting it. And he's like, it's not hot enough. It's not hot enough. It's not hot enough. And he kept putting more and more peppers in. But you acclimate to the peppers, and by the time it was done, when his buddies all came over, they couldn't even eat the stuff. Well, of course, the male bravado, they're like, oh, this is great, Fred. Where's the beer? Give me more beer. So it just got really hot. So that can happen with and then as it cooks longer, it sits longer, it does tend to get a little more spicy too.
Yeah.
Well, cheers to you and your peppers. I love that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
cheers all the way over there.
Cheers, and cheers.
Cheers to you. So the Chasco Fiesta. Yeah, so
Kinda like that.
Yeah, kind of like that. So it's a really cool vibe up here now, right? So
It is. Last year we had 10 days of music every day, different bands. It was a lot of fun. It was actually it's a great cause.
yeah. So what is the cause?
It is for the American natives. So it is a charity event. If you come down to the park, they actually have their special area, and you're going to be able to see the Native Americans. They do some shows. I will say, last year being the host of it and being a lot more involved in it, it was amazing. We actually had a gentleman up on stage, and he had all these hoops, and he's telling a story, and all of a sudden he picks up he's throwing down like 8 hoops, and he's telling a story, and at the end he goes, we're all on one earth together, on this earth together. It's great. And he's holding up like the hoops, but it's like a globe. It was so cool.
Wow.
So yeah, no, it was pretty moving. I thought it was super cool, and I was very honored to be a part of it. Because last year, I think, was the 100th anniversary.
So you hosted last year and they invited you back?
They did. Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
Cheers to you.
Yeah, thank you.
2 years in a row.
Yeah.
2 years in a row, baby. Cheers to that. Cheers to you.
So I do want to share with everybody out there, and one of the biggest things that, when I first met Wizard, that it was, and it stuck to me to this day, is going to all these different breweries. Granted, I got a lot of great tidbits, advice, things that I could really use in my business. But I think you saying to me that time about why you like going to the brewery. You can go buy a lot of these beers in the store, but it's about the adventure.
Right.
Going to that brewery, meeting the person that made the beer, sitting down, maybe talking with them, and what inspired them. I think that's something that I live by. Whenever I travel, whether it be out of state or even just a new brewery here in the Tampa Bay area,
Right.
I like going there. I like meeting the brewer, and like I said, I think that's something that that really sticks with me.
Well,
So
cheers to
cheers.
that.
Yeah,
That's just, cheers.
There it is. Even though you
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
It's good that I was part of his journey to make it to this point, and what a journey it's been. And I so appreciate where you've gotten to with this. You've done such a great job, and you have a now. I don't even care how good of a jeweler you are. Your beer is amazing, and it outshines any piece of jewelry you've ever made.
Awesome. Well, appreciate it. Thank you.
Cheers to you.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers to you.
So, with that being said, I just want to ask you one thing.
That's,
Where's our journey going next?
oh, well, that's a good question. Well, number one, I want to highlight everything that's up in Port Richey. There's a bunch of other breweries here, and I want to really showcase some of the other ones up here to show that everybody that there is a vibrant beer scene up here. But I don't know. The future's open to us. It's up to you, the viewer, to tell me where we should go. Where should we go? There's a lot of breweries out there, and I've had such a great experience here with you, Rick. You know, it's like we used to sit and talk across the bar with each other. This is what it's about, and I'm so glad that I got to catch up with you, especially during the show. But you definitely have to come to Dented Keg and meet Rick and his family and what they're doing. I'm telling you, Newport Richey is a new happening place. Trust me. Trust Wizard. Cheers.
Cheers, and thank you for doing this.
Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date on all things Drinking with Wizard. See you next time. Cheers.